It is a complicated relationship. I'm a creative person and I love to express myself with words, with music, and with photos. So the thing is, I have three Instagram accounts. The first one is a private personal account I started more than 11 years ago at the end of my high school when Instagram came out. And then a musician profile I started in 2018 when I started this YouTube channel about all my handpan covers. And then I also have a business profile for my music therapy business. I do have a problem, you see, with spreading my time and attention too thin. And I wasn't living in the real world. Over the years, the constant creation rat race, the visual stimulation, and the bad habits that I developed were just too much. And consuming too much content definitely drowned my inner voice and passion. Not to mention the fact that nowadays the algorithms are so powerful that the giant tech companies can pour us with content that we don't even know we need. So, after being on this platform for more than a decade, I decided to give it a break. I created this 9-grid thing to tell all my friends and audience that I'm off the grid, and then I deleted the app. No, I'm not telling you that technology or social media is bad for your mental health or how I became a completely different person after cutting off Instagram, and I'm not trying to persuade you to do the same. This is just me experimenting how my perspectives in life and in real life would change when I don't use Instagram. This is an ongoing experiment. When I decided to quit Instagram, I didn't think too much about it and I would just want to see if it would benefit my mental health or get me closer to my goals because I have more time and attention. I'm a millennial and I'm on a mission to actively create more peace and calmness in my life through going against the society script and honoring my inner voice. Keep watching if you are around similar age as me who wants the same thing but feels impossible to disconnect with social media. Let me first tell you how my relationship with Instagram went sour. I've been using Instagram since the end of my high school and I first treated that like a blog with photos. You know you can tell someone is the millennial by the way he or she quotes the lyrics with a dark picture. That's me. Here's a list of bad habits that I developed over the years and how Instagram made it worse. Anxiety and low self-esteem. I'm a visual learner, and paired with the fact that I came from a girls' high school and the rise of social media, now looking back in hindsight, I think it had a negative impact on my mental health and my self-esteem and my body image. From Facebook all the way to Instagram, I was a self-certified FBI who knew how to search and stalk. And my brain was just constantly and unconsciously comparing my life, my body, with other people's curated content online. This never served me well. Apart from self-esteem, my anxiety was through the roof at all times. And it impacted my relationships again and again due to my insecurity until I learned my lesson. As Seneca rightfully said, people suffer more in imagination than in reality. We should know better than to compare our inside with other people's outside. Distraction. I think you can all resonate with that. A harmless 30-second scroll can easily turn into a 30-minute rabbit hole of finding memes, dog videos, or recipes to try. As Johann Hari said in the book Stolen Focus, it's hard nowadays to go against the big tech companies when they have all the monies, they can invest in algorithms and AI, you're just a product of targeting marketing. You know it's not how you're supposed to spend your time with. You have better things to do, you have goals to achieve. But we don't want to face the pain of doing the actual important work, so we retreat to the harmless, comfortable scrolling or the content consumption. Anything is a distraction when you derailed from what you said you would do at a certain time. Distorted reality and life experience. Are you really enjoying every moment as it comes, or are you just living in your head or in the online world? Now looking back, I knew that all these years I just want to show the world the most Instagrammable spot wherever I went. When I was traveling, I literally was just thinking how to pose, how to make the best angle instead of really immersing in the moment. I noticed that for years. And then later on I started getting pissed off when I see my friends on their phones when I was with them. I started to not understand why people can't be in the present moment. Which got me thinking, are we really being more connected online as we thought? Why do we still feel lonely? I'm actually not sure if virtual reality is a thing. Because if you imagine being a fly on the wall looking at your current life now, I'm just this human being here filming a video, and you might be just a human being stuck in traffic going to a place that you don't want, or you might be just someone having a walk in the nature. This is your reality. You are in that particular location, doing a particular thing, but you don't need to get too caught up in your head, because that changes the perspective of everything that you're doing. You only get this moment once. Would you rather look at that from the lens of social media or with naked eyes? This is not the way to live, I concluded. All in all, I think it's not the particular platform that is bad for mental health, but the way I use it. When Instagram came along when I was a teenager, I didn't know how to use it properly or in the way that it would impact my mental health. Actually, even now as a full-grown adult, I can't even say I have full control of social media. It's a learning curve, and being self-aware is really important if you have goals to achieve. This is how the whole getting off Instagram experiment came along. I decided to quit cold turkey and cut off all my bad habits and see how my life would change. So here are my 3 goals or hypotheses for getting off Instagram for at least 30 days. Number 1, a more realistic perspective of my current reality, whether that be in my life or in my business. Second thing is more mental clarity and focus. And the third thing is more self-compassion. This is the first week getting off Instagram and I felt fantastic. I literally felt so much lighter and liberating now that I don't have a posting schedule to follow, or the fact that I'm not comparing to my inside to other people's outside. It just felt really good. I started having more ideas for work and for my videos, so I could easily do a brain dump on either Notion or in my bullet journal. I feel like when I'm not consuming content that triggers me, I just feel so much more clarity in my head that I could channel my attention to what really matters to me. And this week, I literally had nothing to scroll during the non-clinical time at work or during my lunchtime, whatever, so I actually spent more time practicing guitar. It's a huge win. Okay, this is the second week of getting off Instagram, and I started to see life as it is. It's a hard pill to swallow, but grinding on Instagram all these years trying to create content that had a short shelf life or stuff that won't be even picked up by the algorithm is just not worth it. It's a hard pill to swallow because I realized that I actually don't have a business despite the fact that I have an active Instagram account. Anything that isn't the work itself is a distraction. It's not the real work. And I also realized how I actually have full control of my time, energy, and attention. Because actually no one forced me to scroll Instagram every 30 minutes, right? I could use the time just to have a walk, call a friend, or just to write more blog posts. And this is an important realization that the real FOMO is missing out the joy in real life. Okay, this is week 3 of getting off Instagram. And this is the week when things actually got more interesting. So first of all, I want to talk about Pinterest. I don't know if anyone's still using that. I don't have any friends that I know around me who uses that, but I do. And similar to my Instagram Explore page, my Pinterest feed consists of an endless amount of high-protein meal prep recipes and home decoration ideas, in particular the Japanese style. It is all the information I need for my current fun projects. And I found it really fun and helpful. So I was thinking maybe I just don't like what I see on Instagram and how it actually triggers my brain, but I couldn't be bothered to mute or unfollow everyone, and actually I could consume like a similar content on Pinterest for my projects. So yeah, I still have not regretted the decision to get off Instagram. I think it's for the better. And also this week was a lot more interesting because I had so many Instagrammable moments. First of all, my overseas friends came to Sydney. So we went on like a little day trip to Blue Mountains and then to Bankstown for some Vietnamese food. And my friends were really active on social media. They just keep posting and posing all the time. They just want to find the best spot without people so that they could get the best scene, that kind of thing. And I was just chilling, really. Like I was driving and then I was just not really thinking about anything. And when I was at the Echo Point in Blue Mountains, I literally stopped myself from taking videos of photos because I was thinking, what's the point? I'm not showing that to anyone. I could just stand there and enjoy the moment. And this is what I talked about in my weekly newsletter as well. Like I felt so connected to the nature, when I was just surrounded by the mountains and then the sunshine was like showering over me, that kind of thing. It is just a moment that you should enjoy. Why are you worrying about posing or finding the best spot or not taking like a perfect photo for your feed? I just didn't get it. And being too occupied by social media at that moment just made you enjoy the real moment less. And I could see how my thoughts and behaviors actually changed from not using Instagram comparing to my friends. They were just busy and I was just chilling. We had a little hike and then I was just enjoying the view really. And similar things happened in Vivid Sydney, which is arguably the biggest event in town every year, I think. Yeah, it was like so many Instagrammable spot or touristy places that we could go around the city. And I did take some photos and videos, but then all I wanted to do actually was just to see the lights with naked eyes, not from the lens of social media. And I had a great time at night around the city. And then we got to have some hot chocolate, dessert, that kind of thing, and just enjoy every moment as it came, not to worry too much about not getting the best light or the best, I don't know, the pattern on Opera House, that kind of thing. Okay, this is the 4th week of getting off Instagram. It's been more than 25 days now, and I still haven't regretted my decision. I just felt it's better for me in the short term at least. And this week it has been a little bit interesting as well. First of all, I just came back from a 3-day road trip to Mudgee, and it was nice to enjoy the good food, good wine, stargazing, being in the nature, enjoying the sunshine, all that kind of things off the grid. And I was thinking to myself, this is my real life, my reality, and I didn't feel the urge to showcase my holiday to anyone, really. And it was just good to keep things to myself and to enjoy my life. And one of the best things that happened during the trip was the feeling of being in awe when I was looking up at the stars. I can't believe so many stars in the sky, and then the star series was just shining so brightly that you can't capture without proper equipment. And at that moment, when I was like in the car, surrounded by the stars and the nature and complete silence, and I was literally thinking to myself, this is the moment that I will never get back. I would just enjoy that with naked eyes. It was just great. And I was constantly being aware of how my thoughts and behaviors change when I don't need to use Instagram. I don't need to tell the world what kind of life I'm having, and I don't need to compare my life to anyone else's because this is my life. So another thing I want to talk about this week is I noticed this difference between addiction and compulsiveness. I forgot the proper definition by Dr. Andrew Huberman, but essentially I started to realize that I have a tendency to pull out my phone when I'm walking in the corridor, or I just want to unlock my phone for no reason when I sit down and try to do some deep work. You know that feeling when you sometimes unlock your phone and then swipe through every page or every app on the plane, knowing very well that there is no reception and you're not getting anything out of it, but you just have the compulsiveness to do the whole thing. It's a behavioral thing. And I think that's not addiction, but just compulsiveness. It developed when we feel bored and not necessarily because we are addicted to the cheap dopamine hits. I don't know about you, but this is how I felt when I pulled out my phone, when I was waiting for a friend in a shopping center or when I was just waiting for clients. I don't consume news or watch TV as I've been practicing information diet since early 2020, which was a good time to start because of the pandemic information overloading in a 24 hours news cycle. It's just not good for me. I realized that back then. And I understand how news can trigger my anxiety, and the algorithm of social media can make you more reactive because they want to make you stay on the platform. As Oliver Berkman said in the book 4,000 Weeks, is the variable rewards. You cannot predict whether or not opening the app will bring new posts to read, and the uncertainty makes you more likely to keep trying again and again. Also, during the week, I actually went back to Instagram. I know, not proud, but I'm not ashamed to admit that. So due to some personal reason, I logged onto Instagram from my webpage, which is on my laptop. I still don't have the app on my phone. But well, I'm not a saint. So out of compulsiveness, I completed a round of a stalking behavior. And I could notice all the changes in my body. Before I even did it, I could feel the anxiety in my stomach rising up. I didn't like it. But then why did I still do it? What good does that bring me by having information that I don't actually need? Remembering the awful feeling should teach me a lesson of not doing the same behavior again. Just like you know better to touch a hot water kettle, right? So I concluded that there is nothing to miss out on the grid, really. At this point, I'm still not back on Instagram yet, and I don't even know if I will. But I did live more like a real human being in the past 30 days. I do think that I had a more realistic perspective of my current life and how I want to change. I have more mental clarity and focus on doing the important work, and I have more self compassion because I'm more in tune with my feelings, whether physically or emotionally. It's interesting to observe how my thoughts and behaviors change when I had more Instagrammable moments this month, like Vivid Sydney, going on a trip, and seeing friends. If there is only one thing you want to take away from this video, it's the joy of missing out. Everything comes with an opportunity cost. You have to decide beforehand what you actually want to miss out on, and you will find joy and peace with it. Do you want to miss out on the real moments with your friends, your family, when you're traveling, when you're spending time in the nature, or check what the world outside you is up to, curated by people you don't even care about? In the past 30 days, I did find joy in missing out the scrolling, because this is just information I don't need. They don't serve a purpose. And I would hate to miss out the real fun and being present in the moment of whatever I'm doing and whoever I'm spending time with. It is important to control how you spend your time, your energy and attention, and be more mindful of how social media impacts you. If you enjoy this video or experiment, make sure to also check out this video here, in which I talk about how to effectively plan how you spend your time, your energy and attention, or the T, as I would call it, so that you could live a life with more intention. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.